I call upon Sean Treviskis, co-founder for GrowDash, who will be moderating this panel. Ahmed Fadli, growth manager for Epic Foods. Mahmoud Harb, managing director and co-founder for Yummy Junction. Please.
Take a seat. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having us. My name's Sean, co-founder of GrowDash. I'm joined by Ahmed and Mahmoud. Do you want to introduce yourselves and then we can get stuck into the hot topics?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Ahmed Fadli. I'm the growth manager of Epic Foods. And I'm very happy to be sharing the stage with Mahmoud and Sean. They are good friends of mine. And also, I'm more than glad to be representing an Epic company like Epic Foods. We are an omni-multi F&B channel where we are operating many divisions and many different brands. So we have dine-in only locations, delivery only locations, hybrid units, and also we have catering, meal plans, and meal kits. So we operate more than 100 brands across 30 plus locations, and I'm more than glad also to be here in this interesting event and happy to meet you all.
Morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here and see you today and participate in this discussion. My name is Mahmoud Harb. I'm the co-founder and managing director of Yummy Junction. We have been operating since 2020. We run a brand called Malak Al Tawouk. It's a Lebanese fast food brand. I have been in the country for around 19 years. I used to work with big brands like Zaatar Uzayt, Cinnabon. I used to be the general manager of Gravia, the mother company of those brands. I had the chance to run and operate business in UAE and Saudi Arabia. And I'm glad to be here with you today to talk about the challenges we're facing today with the changes that happened in the market, especially in the delivery business post-COVID.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be part of this discussion today.
Thank you both for joining me. Let's get into the stuff that we're all passionate about then, digital growth.
Sure.
And how to use data to drive that digital growth. We see different types of customers at GrowDash, and we get to really engage with different consumer sets within the market. And the biggest challenge that we see is that either restaurants are not utilizing data full stop. They've got too much raw data and no dedicated kind of platform to utilize that data effectively. Or in most cases, they're using isolated data sets and they're trying to bring all these different data pieces together and merge them using humans. I'm really keen to understand how you recommend that restaurants tackle the data problem as a whole, and also maybe enlighten us with some of the core metrics that you guys really focus on and the mechanisms you use to share that data within your businesses. I'd be very keen to take the different kind of views on that.
Okay, so I'll let Mahmoud start first.
Sure.
Because my story is completely different than Mahmoud, having 100 plus brands. So he will start first.
Sure. I guess business has recently changed, especially post-COVID, when we talk about the breakdown of the sales in restaurant business. I remember 18 or 19 years ago, we used to consider delivery as a marketing for our business. So it used to represent 5%, 10% of our business. We currently do more than 80% of our business from delivery. Now, this depends on the nature of the brand, nature of the business, whether it is a QSR or a fine dining or whatever. In our case, it is a QSR. So it was much easier to talk to customers before, right? You see them face to face, you sit with them, you do table visits, you can ask them, how is your food, how was your experience? Now, it's very hard to reach them when they are away. I mean, people are busy, they don't want to get calls, they don't want to fill surveys. I mean, I receive a lot of surveys every day, I just ignore them. I don't have time to do that. It is much harder to reach the customer. Add to that, now most of the business, most of our delivery business is coming through the food ordering apps. I think it's the case for everyone.
Correct.
it's a pain for all the restaurants, but it's a pain that you cannot live without. So people started looking at earlier stages, like how can we stay away from the food
And
ordering
shift that
app?
consumer, right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm telling you, customer behavior has changed. People, the end user, wants to use the food ordering apps.
Yeah.
It's more convenient, it's easier. You can pay through card, you can put your location, save it one time, for many, many reasons that we all know.
And choice is another one. A choice is a massive factor when it comes to using one of the
and
apps. Yeah.
there are other things like you can look for offers, you can compare between restaurants, you can compare between food ordering applications. So it's much more convenient. I mean, when was the last time that you called to order for food? I can't
Really?
remember. It's much more easier. So now it's harder. And since most of the business comes through the food ordering applications, unfortunately, they don't share with restaurant operators all the data.
Yeah,
So,
the customer
I mean,
information as such, yeah.
how would I know if Sean is happy today with his sandwich or burger or not?
Yeah.
I don't really know. There is a general rating, yes, but you cannot reach specifically to this person. You cannot understand the customer patterns, the customer habits, how frequently Sean or Ahmed orders. I can know in general what is the frequency of reordering, but I cannot know this person. I cannot target him. I cannot do a special offer for this specific customer. So yes, it is a challenge. There is a limited access to data. Yes, you can know your prep time, you can know your rating in general, you can know your check average, like, or basket value or whatever, but there are certain that, like, do you know that we don't have access to our delivery time?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long does it take for my order to reach the customer through this food ordering application.
What are they actually seeing? Are they seeing a 30 minutes delivery slot? Are they
Yeah.
seeing an hour? Because that
Yeah,
makes a
is
massive
it-
difference in terms
yeah.
of
Are
organic
we
conversion.
doing it or not? Are we doing well or not?
Yeah.
Are we reaching within this time or not? Is the customer happy or upset? So if the order is delayed, is the food affected by this delay or not?
True.
We have no access. So you just wait for the complaint to happen, right? So this limitation to data is not very beneficial to restaurants. So you have to be creative in looking at ways on how to maximize utilizing whatever data is available.
Yeah.
Part of this could be using companies like GrowDash to utilize whatever data is there, understanding how to reach the customer, how to improve your visibility on the food ordering apps, how to bid, how to choose the bid for those clicks. Now, it's not organic anymore. No one can work without advertisement, specifically on the food ordering apps. So we used to advertise on social media. Now, it turned out to be, I mean, you cannot measure it. In very limited cases, you can measure it. Here, you can measure it.
Yeah.
You can look, like, how many multiples you're doing back, what's my return on ad spend, all this stuff. It made it much easier. Now, if I look back 5 years ago or 7 years ago, what is happening today is a dream. It's something that we never imagined is going to happen. And I think we're going to be more looking at the technology aspect. It's not restaurants anymore. I'm an old school guy. I believe that food is the main thing. Well, food is still the main thing,
Yeah,
but it's not enough.
Quality is always going to be a key component to
Yeah.
any restaurant being successful. I think
Yeah.
when I look at the space that we're in today, it's now about understanding how do we balance the quality and the operations and making sure they're efficient, whilst also thinking about how do we invest sustainably in that digital growth if it's going to be a core part of our business. I'm very interested to hear a bit more from you, Ahmed, in terms of managing over 100 brands, the kind of key metrics that you look at. One, I think not only to think about sustainable growth, but also I'd be interested to understand how do you guys measure customer kind of satisfaction without the ability to go and call a customer and say, hey, how are you doing? How are you guys thinking about that in terms of the metrics that you have available and how you kind of think about the whole setup that you have?
Okay, so for 100 plus brands, it's completely different than one brand. It's much more difficult because as Mahmoud just mentioned, you don't have enough data or enough stuff that you can analyze and measure. So the only thing that we can do is getting the orders, having it, and see, as Mahmoud also mentioned, when the complaint will come. So tech is a game changer in this part. If you want really to have control on your business, you need to add some tweaks that can let you know, measure exactly what do you want to do, and measure exactly what is the main goal of you as a restaurant, VR, a virtual restaurant, or a dine-in location. So everyone was going towards the idea of dine-in, of delivery-only locations when it was COVID, but then we never believed in this model. This model was never successful. You need to have always visibility, and you need to have like physical presence in the market for people to order for you more, from you more, and for people to be attached to the brand more than the virtual restaurants. So to use tech in terms of analyzing what you have, you need to calculate your return on ads, you need to calculate what are you really doing, how much are you spending on these brands. And one of the main things that helped me is one feature in GrowDash dashboard, which is showing you the marketing orders compared to the organic orders.
The cannibalization of those
Yeah.
orders. Okay.
So this feature is really good feature because this let me know that whenever or wherever we have a physical store in this area, your return on ads becomes around 15 to 20x. Whether if you don't have a physical store or you have like in the same area, but you don't see this
Pure
brand.
digital presence, yeah.
So the ROAS, yes, becomes very good, but still will not get as much as 15 or 20x. So this is one thing. The other thing that also will help you is to have all your stuff in one sheet, in one place where you can have, let's say, control again on what exactly you are gonna do. So let's say if you don't have enough data, you need to try and then see if it's really working or not. It's like a trial and error.
Yeah. A/B testing as such,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, okay.
But with having that much data that we are getting as of now, still some of the aggregators, they are not providing us enough data. So with the, like let's say, with GrowDash, we were able to get most of the data, and actually with the things that we have worked on together to get this dashboard, our dashboard become very, very important to us in terms of exactly, you can see everything in one dashboard, your operations, your marketing calendar, your everything in one dashboard, even this feature of marketing versus organic orders, which is really important to us operating 100+ brands. You need to know which brands are doing well, which brands you need to focus on more, and still you have your top brands, which are the hero brands, and you have the other brands that are just giving you some revenue and some orders, and you are trying to make them as well a hero brand. So as of now, we have a lot of physical stores, and we are completely against this idea of having like a delivery-only brand, because this doesn't really build a bond between the customer and the brand.
Yeah.
So
you're still trying to build that connection in the real world.
exactly,
not just
and
on
all
the
of this we got from the data that we kept analyzing for like the past 3 years after COVID. We were in the beginning of like a normal brick and mortar brand, which is Poki & Co. I believe everyone here mostly heard about Poki & Co.
Hopefully so.
So Poki & Co. was just a dine-in location with some delivery. As Mahmoud mentioned, it was what, 5-10%. Now our business also relies mostly on delivery. And with delivery, you don't really have the control on what do you want to do with this customer. And if you got a complaint, it's very difficult and it's very hard to get this customer back. With some compensations, we'll do this, we'll do that, and then like 80% this customer will not return back. So you need to be very careful with any delivery order, because delivery orders cannot be returned back. And if you want to retain the customers, you need to give them the best experience in terms of delivery time, prep time, food quality. It's like all the metrics matter, especially in delivery. When it's dine-in, you can talk to the customer, you can smile at him, you can make him calm just in few words. But on the phone, you get calls to our call center that people are very angry and they don't want to order again for just a small mistake that is
Yeah.
not that big, that can be solved in a dining location. So having data is difficult, but with tech, you can tackle this. You can tackle the issues that you are facing to fix it and having everything in place.
And I get the impression from both of you that you think of the pre-order journey, let's say, as a funnel, and you're looking at different metrics at different parts of that funnel. For example, you know, having the number of views, how you convert the customer, how you drive organically growth within that organic conversion. So in some cases, you might be using a discount mechanism to convert the customer. In other cases, it's the quality of the reviews and the ratings that you're doing to drive that up. So how are you guys as an organization, not just you guys as the data owners and the control tower, but how are you thinking about relaying that communication back into your operations teams to say, hey guys, our ratings are dropping here, or something needs to happen in this part of the business, let's do some menu engineering over here. How do you guys kind of process that and make it a reality? Maybe I'll ask you.
Yeah, sure. When it comes to business, in any business, especially in the F&B business, your revenue come from two places probably. It's either you have a bigger or higher check average or basket value, or you do more transactions or checks or sales, number of orders, whatever you want to call them, or you do both of them. So in a business like the F&B business, especially the QSR in Dubai, based on experience, I can say that restaurants should be doing like 75 to 25 or 80 to 20 between recurring business and new business.
Yep.
Okay. So when the big chunk of your business comes from your existing customers, your recurring customers,
that
you have
loyal
to
customer base, right?
yeah, this is your most important, the biggest part of your business. Now, you should never ignore the 20 or the 25% because with time, these 25%, they grow old, they leave the 75%, they grow old, they have different plans, they don't want to eat fast food anymore. So you have to always be looking into new customers, introducing the brand to new customers. So as they represent the biggest part of your business, you have mainly to be maintaining your quality, service, and value given to the customer. Cleanliness, food safety, all these stuff, which are basic for our business. You have to be also creative when it comes to menu innovation, giving them offers from time to time.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that menu engineering is becoming more and more prominent in how you think about growth strategies. Originally, when I was at the aggregators myself, building advertising tools, it was a case of how do we think about restaurant spending to drive growth. And I think what we're seeing is with the evolution of data and people really becoming quite tactical and strategic with the deployment of the growth budget, people are now starting to ponder, how do I manipulate the menu to drive different metrics as well? We've seen it recently with a lot of restaurants think about the upsell functionality, customizations and personalizing that menu and that experience within the apps. How are you guys thinking about that? And what are you doing to stand out versus the crowd?
So if you allow me a minute just to continue what we were talking about. So once we understand how much of the business is coming from returning customers or recurring business, then you still have that 20 to 25% where you have to appeal to other people, to attract them. Here comes the creativity and the marketing tools. Where I have to be. Is it morning, breakfast or lunch or dinner or late dinner? Which area am I going to do it? How much am I going to spend on each click? This comes, earlier we used to do it with trial and error. Like we try for 1 week, we see the results. Now it's becoming easier.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Now we do our clicks on hourly basis. We change the bid on hourly basis. It became much easier now.
Yeah, because if you're a breakfast brand, why are you driving traffic at dinner time, right?
Exactly.
Let's try and focus that energy and that resource into the breakfast period.
If your offering is for business lunch, why do you advertise on weekends if offices are closed? And such things. Now, going back to that part, when you want to increase your check average, we did a lot of trials and errors, and we used to do the A/B testing. right?
Yeah.
So we used to do on this aggregator, try this menu sorting, try a different menu sorting on another aggregator, put it there for 1 month, see how people are reacting to it. It's as simple as you just mentioned, Sean, playing with the modifiers, sorting of the modifiers. One of the things that we have done, it's not a secret, I'm happy to share this. We used to have like 2 categories, the main items as sandwiches and another item, another category, which is the combos or the value meals. And then I thought of trying to remove in one store that combos and just put an option upgraded to a meal.
Yeah.
And it quadrupled the number of value meals. So that was something that we tried, and it's trial and error. This is how we build the experience.
Customers
And,
are familiar with the
and we had to apply
upsell.
it on everything else. Yes, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
So yes, this is how we do the existing business. This is how you work on attracting new customers, restructuring your menu, constructing your menu in a way to fit the requirements of people. Like, don't put your star items at the beginning. Put it maybe later on. Let people get a chance to see your other menu items. Things like this.
We're starting to now play with a new feature that we're building called market intelligence. So we're starting to bring all the menu data that's available across the space of the UAE into a machine learning environment and say to it, and you can ask questions such as what's the price of this, of a Pepsi in this area, and what's the average rating of a burger brand in this location, and so on. Do you think that bringing that kind of knowledge into the tools that you're doing today, how do you think that could be best applied, having the access to that kind of market-wide data? Do you think that would be a distraction to restaurants, or do you think that could be something that can be applied in the real world in a very sustainable way that can help them grow quite quickly? What are your thoughts on market intelligence?
So this is very important, and this is one of the main tools that any restaurant should use. So let's say if you have a brand, as Mahmoud mentioned, and you want to see or upsell or make like double, 2, 3x your revenue. So you need to understand the market itself first before you reach to the customer. So let's say if I'm selling a poke bowl, I cannot go and put it for 100 dirhams where everyone else is putting it for 70 or 55.
So affecting that pricing strategy.
You need to go directly to the market and see what are the competitors offering. And then after that, you will be able to know if you are doing it correct or not. So this is one of the main things. The other things where you will know what are the market needs. So let's say...
What's trending, right? So,
exactly, what's trending.
You,
so let's say a few years back, it was very trendy to have fried chicken, to have stuff like pizzas, everything. Everyone now is tending to have a healthy lifestyle, going more towards healthy. That's one thing. And the other thing also that we know that the Arabic category is one of the best and the top category here in UAE and mostly in the Middle East. So you need to know exactly what is the market, and you need to study the market well. Then after that, you will be able to upsell, double your revenue, make sure that everything you're doing is correct and in place. So having like market intelligence is very important, and it will help restaurants a lot in tackling these issues. Because let's say if I'm trying to open one restaurant or one brand or whatever, and I don't have any data, I'll just open it, put some different or some like prices or structure of menu or whatever, that I believe it will work, but it will not work for customers and for the market.
Decision, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Gotcha.
So you need to see first what are the market needs. Then after that, you will be able to do it.
We see a big problem in this market, particularly over the past couple of years, with some restaurant brands, particularly the newer ones to the market with the less experience. They find themselves stuck in I suppose, a cycle of discounting to convert customers, to drive customer acquisition, and maybe even try and retain loyalty through discounts, which is not sustainable long term. How have you guys thought about the discounting strategy, and how have you maybe seen instances where you've been able to shift certain stores or certain areas or maybe even certain brands away from a discount strategy to a more sustainable strategy? Maybe we'll lead with what you've done at maybe Malaka Talk.
Actually, thank you for bringing this up. It's a very important topic. The food ordering apps have used this strategy and have used restaurants to gain market share.
Agree.
And they used to come and talk to customers. If you do this, you will get 4 multiples,
Yeah.
400% growth, blah, blah, blah. And then once you stop doing it,
You
those
lose everything.
deal seekers, they go somewhere else. So no, it proved it's not correct, it's not the right strategy. And I guess restaurants, most of the restaurants, I mean, the best wouldn't operate on higher than 13 or 15% margins. So when you go and give
you're killing
that
your P&L,
back,
right?
You're shooting yourself. So we don't do it. We don't do full menu discounts. We sometimes do discounts on certain items. Some of them are funded or partially funded by
Yeah.
the aggregators. And we usually do certain discounts on the combos or on the value meals.
I was going to say, from your points earlier, it looks like you're creating value to the
Yeah,
customer.
we give back, yeah.
By creating those incentives through the actual meal pricing itself instead of slashing
Yeah.
the price.
So we always give certain discount on certain menu items, and it keeps changing every 2 or 3 months, where the customer is attracted by the discount, and then when they go to your page or to your portal, then they can buy this and they can buy other things where you can sort of balance the
So
discount.
at least the basket value maintains that
Yep.
ability for you to kind of drive sustainable growth out of it.
And it also helps in your ranking.
Yeah.
So once you give discounts, this is how the algorithm works.
For sure.
It pushes you up.
For sure.
It improves your visibility on the food ordering apps.
And Ahmed, how are you thinking about the whole overall strategy with so many brands? Are you splitting them up into buckets? Is like these types of brands we're going to discount heavy, these kind of brands we're going to do visibility focused? Is there kind of trends that we can see with that? So for example, are you focusing more on visibility when it comes to the health cuisines versus the kind of fast food cuisines? Or is there a completely different strategy that
So
we
for
haven't thought
sure,
about?
I cannot have, like, because I have multiple brands, 100 plus brands, I cannot have them all on discount.
Yeah.
So you need to start categorizing the brands in a way where you have your top brands and the hero brands with very minimal discount that doesn't go more than 10% or even less than this. And then you have another category which you can give a little bit, which is the QSR category. You can give a little bit of a discount. Then you have the brands that you are trying to grow and the new brands which you can give more discount. But also one thing that I'm very against is this 50% discount that I personally faced an issue with of like switching a brand from being a 50% off brand to be a normal brand where you are offering only 25 or 15 or 20% discount. This hits you badly, like on revenue and on orders. So people don't think about what they are getting at the end until they see this 50% off. There might be inflated prices for, like a lot of brands are doing this. They inflate the prices, they put 50%, and after that they give you the same exact price that you will pay if you just got 20%.
Inflating those prices,
But
right?
because they just see this 50% off and they give you specific visibility and whatsoever, so people are tending to go to these brands more than other brands. And to switch these brands from 50% to be like your top brands and everything, it takes minimum 6 to 8 months for a brand to go up from being a 50% or always on discount brand to have, like, let's say, and you cannot do it one time.
It's a huge
Unless
financial
you are ready
investment.
for the hit of the revenue.
It's a huge financial investment.
If
Yeah,
you
for
are ready to do this, then you will have at least 50 to 70% drop in your revenue because people got to use like that this brand is a 50% brand. But then if you remove this, then you need to wait, give it a lot of marketing budget in terms of other budget, which is other ways, I mean, which is gems, you use CPCs, you use different strategies to have them visible, and you need to change, give them a new and fresh look that this is a completely new brand. You cannot have the same exact brand, same exact menu and everything and come and say that, okay, now this is a premium brand. No, it's not a premium
Doesn't
brand
just
for
happen overnight,
customers.
right?
It is the same brand that they used to get it for 50%. So to have different strategies in your portfolio, it's very important, especially that we are operating multiple brands, So you have every brand with its own strategy that, let's say you want these brands to give you the high, like most of the margin that you're getting, and you want these brands to give you volume, and you want the other brands.
you're balancing off the
you
different
are
brands to play
balancing
that.
everything and your P&L through having different strategies for different brands. So, and I'm hoping that everyone stops going to 50% off because this is killing the market and killing the new brands that are trying to like come and shine in the market. And this is really taking everyone to a place where it's only discounted market, which is something that we don't want to see here.
I think personally the only way that's going to happen is if we see the aggregators make a shift in their consumer acquisition strategies. But let's hope. That's us done. That's our time up. It's been a real pleasure to sit with you both and have this conversation.
It's my
And
pleasure.
Likewise.
thank you for allowing us to come and speak in front of you all. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
everyone
Thank you.
for having us today.